vaccine passports was mentioned. Everybody seems to think that vaccine passports are going to be something that the government is going to do. We already know that the governor signed legislation to prevent vaccine passports in Idaho. But what we found out then in other places, but particularly Orange County, California, for instance, it's not the government that's doing it. They create, the health department or the health regulations allow them to create a database of who's been vaccinated or whatever, and they make that database available to non-government entities such as Facebook, Google, Costco, whoever wants it. And there will be an app somebody will develop with the barcode on it, and you'll have to have that beeped as you go into the store. So if grandma doesn't have a cell phone, she can't get food. So this is the thing that I want to know if this aspect of the vaccine passports is being addressed, because it's not going to be governments. It's going to be corporate, big tech and corporate, woke corporate boards.
Yeah.
I agree with you, and I will tell you that our freedom in this country has never been more at risk than it is right now. And if you do get vaccine passports, freedom in this country ends, and that's a fact. Cashless would end our freedom. There are a number of things. We're facing perils that I believe are existential threats that this country has never faced before. We've had a lot of threats, civil war and everything else, but these are real issues. I do believe the back door to the vaccine passports is going to be through industry, airlines. I know a number of people who've said, I'm going to get the vaccine because I want to travel. And so they've already given up the ground saying that if they're going to fly in an airplane, they're going to have to get this vaccine. And it should be an individual choice. I will tell you, this is a freebie here, but there's no way in the world that anyone under the age of 30 should even consider this vaccine. The risks of this vaccine are so much greater in that age group, and yet now we're going down to 12. That concerns me a lot, and no one has been able to answer people in healthcare why. It's just that this is the way we're going to get rid of this. But I can tell you we've had other pandemics in this country, the Spanish flu, we've had different kinds of flu, the H1N1, different things, swine flu. And after people got this, you had herd immunity, and they talk about these variants, but the fact is they do change, these viruses, but they didn't come back. So to tell people that this vaccine is the only way we're going to get out of this is not true. And we need to be very concerned about that. But what can we do? We'll try.
The bottom line to your concerns, our concerns, is ongoing vigilance. Every time we do something, whether it's legislation to prevent vaccine passports, whether it's protection of our Second Amendment rights, that doesn't end the fight. It just is one thing that we've done to shore up our protections in that short term, but we have to stay vigilant for the ongoing erosion. And I don't think anybody on this stage thinks that once something is done in one section of code, that the job's done and we move on to the next thing. We may be a part-time legislature, but believe me, these things are on all of our minds every day, and we're always looking at ways to make sure that we can keep our citizens more protected, keep ourselves more free, and ensure that we fight those backdoor end runs whenever we can, whenever they pop up. And so a lot of times it's a little push, it's a little win, but now it's on to continuing to see what the other side does to try to end run that, and then we put in something new to try to continue to prevent that. So it's an ongoing struggle, and it won't stop. And so as much as it's a concern of yours, it's a concern of ours, and it's something that we'll have to continue to fight piece by piece, step by step, knowing that true victory will never come, but we have to continue to be vigilant, because as long as they are pushing against us, we have to be there to push back and protect on the other side.